welcome back. We're so glad that you are watching us again. This week's video is not going to be overly exciting as not much has happened and we've had a little bit of stress within the family, and I haven't actually had the camera out as much as I would have liked. So today we're just going to do an Australian Day tag, aren't we, Missy? So I just have a bunch of questions about Australia, being an Australian, and Australia Day, because Australia Day was last week. We didn't really do anything for Australia Day, to be perfectly honest. My husband and I, we sort of woke up on Australia Day and we're just like, so what do you want to do? And he was just like, just nothing. We were both really exhausted from the week. And yeah, we were, weren't we, darling? Do you want to come sit on Mummy's lap? So yeah, so we didn't really do anything at all, did we, darling? No, we just stayed home. So I thought we'd just do a little bit of question and answer, just for you to get to know us a little bit better. As you can see, this is my little baby Isobel. So she will be 9 months on, I'm looking for a calendar, on Thursday, which is super exciting, isn't it, darling? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna get my phone because that's where all the questions are. All right, question number 1. Which state do you live in? We live in South Australia, which is a beautiful state to live in, I must say. Which states have you visited around Australia? Growing up, we would go over to Victoria quite a bit. My grandma lived in Mildura, which is right near the border, and my childhood home was right near the border between SA and Victoria. I have been to... What are you telling everybody as well, are you? Okay. I've also been to Sydney in New South Wales, as well as Broken Hill in New South Wales, and I've been to Brisbane, Sunshine Coast and the Gold Coast a few times as well. I've never been to the Northern Territory, Tasmania or WA. What do you order at Boost Juice? Oh, Boost Juice, now I'm craving one. I get the all berry bang generally. I'm quite partial to berry smoothies, I must say. Who is your favourite Australian actress and actor? I love Hugh Jackman. I have not seen The Greatest Showman and I really want to, but like he's great in everything. I think it's The Prestige that he's in, where he's like a magician. He's really good in that. Obviously as Wolverine. Oh, what was the one? Kate and Leopold. He was also quite good in that, so I love him. Actress Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I think she did a fantastic job in that. And then also the two of them together in Australia was just like, what? Like a dream come true. All right, describe your formal night at high school. I actually went to 2 formals, but I didn't actually go to my year 12 formal. I went to 2 when I was in year 11, and they were actually like 2 days apart, which was crazy. So the first formal I went to, I was a date for a friend of mine. That was fun, a bit hard, I didn't really know anybody. I just lied, I've been to 3. Whew, lucky me. So yeah, so the first one was my friend's formal, and oh, do you want to go down? Or you want to stand up? Okay. Yeah, it was my friend's formal. I didn't really know anybody, but it was still kind of fun. I had an all-you-can-eat buffet, which was really cool. My formal, I don't actually really remember much of my formal. I went with a friend as my date. In my high school, you could go to formal in year 11 or year 12. They did that because we had quite a few people that went into trades, so didn't actually finish year 12. So that's why they sort of opened it up to year 11 and year 12s. Yeah, it was fun. I didn't really get up to any mischief. I went with a friend. Yeah. But these like years ago, I don't even remember half the stuff that happened. But the most recent one I remember, I was actually, I must have been, yeah, I was 20 at the time, and I actually went with a friend of mine again, who, you know, needed a date, and he was talking to me about it. I'm like, look, you just need to find someone that you're super comfortable with. Doesn't really matter who, just as long as you're comfortable with the person that you take, and you know that, you know, they'll be social, they'll talk to your friends and whatnot. And then he actually asked me in the end. And it was great. I really enjoyed that. I got along well with his friends. I felt really old, but that wasn't too much of a big deal. And my now husband's sister was a date of somebody else that I knew. So we actually have formal pictures taken together before I even met her brother, which is like crazy. So that's like probably a good story, isn't it, darling? Mummy and Auntie Casey went to formal. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. All right. What else? Do you like Vegemite? How do you eat it? I quite like Vegemite. It has to be on toast with a ton of butter that's melted. If butter's not melted, then there's no point. And also like with cheese is pretty good too. On a sandwich, but yeah, definitely Vegemite on toast is an all-time favourite for breakfast. Yes, darling. Yes. Yes. Right. Have you ever seen or petted a kangaroo? Yes, I have. I reckon I was about 7 when I got to pat my first kangaroo. We had a what do you want? What do you want? Come on. Oh yeah, I reckon it's about 7. We went to a local reptile park about 20 minutes away from my hometown. Yeah. And they had like tame kangaroos, and I didn't want to see the reptiles because I hate snakes and all that sort of jazz. But I just hung out with this one kangaroo in particular, and I'm like, this is my new friend, because I was 7 at the time. But growing up in a small town in country SA, you would see kangaroos all the time. But yeah, that was my first experience at actually petting a kangaroo. But you pretty much see them pretty regularly, especially on the South Australian roads. You see them all the time. But yeah, but I almost once ran over an echidna. That was really exciting. Echidna was on the road and I almost didn't see it, and I almost ran over it. That was a bit scary. That was a bit scary, wasn't it, Missy? Yes. Okay. Question number 8. Have you ever seen the Sydney Harbour Bridge? Yes, I have. For our 2nd wedding anniversary, Mitchell and I went on a cruise. I was pregnant at the time. I was about 18 weeks pregnant, which is not ideal. Do you want to go on the floor? Okay. Yeah, I was about 18 weeks pregnant at the time, and we went to Sydney because that's where we departed from the cruise. And yeah, and obviously you go underneath the Sydney Harbour Bridge when you do that, which is really cool. So yes, I have seen the Sydney Harbour Bridge, which is very, very exciting. Missy, can you please not touch the tripod? Please? Please, you're gonna have to sit up here with me. Sorry. Sorry. All right, number 9. Do you say mate, g'day, or jumper or sweater? I say, I don't say mate. That's, yeah, no, I know, thank you. That's more of a blokey thing in my opinion. When I was working in retail, I say g'day a lot, especially when I was calling someone up to be served. Actually, no, I would say howdy. Occasionally I say g'day, but not really that often. And I would say jumper, not a sweater. Mind you, like, a jumper to me is just the average jumper, and then a sweater I feel like is woolen. But I don't really ever call them sweaters because I don't actually own any. But I would say like a woolen jumper is more of a sweater than your jumper. That's just me. All right, question number 10. Overall, what do you think of Australia? I love Australia. My husband has the opportunity when he finishes study or even beforehand to pretty much get employed anywhere in the world, but I said that I would love to just live in Australia. I love the culture here, the weather's great, you know, snow's good, but we still get snow and you can visit it when, like in the winter seasons when you want to, but you don't have to, so you know, you don't have that sort of inconvenience of snow. Yeah, and like, you know, things like going to a park for barbecues and stuff like that, they're all just really fun. And yeah, and it's a great place to raise a family. Yeah, I love Australia. Australia is great. I wouldn't really want to be anywhere else, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, I love where we live. It's fantastic, isn't it, darling? Alright, so So guys, we hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it's a bit slapdash, but that's just how it is. Hopefully I'll get more into a better routine as the weeks go by. Yeah, we've just been dealing with some stuff with Mitchell, some stuff going on there. So hopefully I'll be back on track this week and we'll have more filming done, hey? Hey? Yeah.